Good morning, sunshines. Are you having a good day today? Good evening, good night. Thank you for joining me. Sorry I'm a few minutes behind. Just took a little extra long to get everything set up today. I was coming up the stairs with my laptop and a glass of water. Not the best idea. It's a wonder I still have water left in this glass right now. I need to use my my no spill water bottle, you know. That would have been the wise choice. But anyway, I'm glad you're here. And I'm just sending out my tweet and Facebook to let everybody know, hey, it's happening now. And let me open up this over here on this side. Always takes a second to get situated, but I thank you for everybody who is here so early. Let me refresh this. This old laptop. I'm going to be getting a new laptop soon. This laptop I have had since shortly after my YouTube channel started. Back in the apartment days. It's a MacBook Pro. It has done amazingly well. I mean, when you think back to those videos, like, not when I was in the old house, but before that, when we were back in the apartment, like, that's a long time ago. And it's been really good for me. But it's kind of slow. I mean, I think some of that comes with age. We've done some, like, major clean out the files and stuff like that with this over time here and there, but I think the laptop will be something that I really want to get use out of even more once the baby's here, and maybe I'm wanting to edit in some different places other than this room. And I want something that's a little faster, can handle, you know, a lot of video files being processed through it. So anyways, that's on the horizon, hopefully. Danielle Yoder says, am I late? Nope, you're early. Good morning, Rebecca, Courtney. Becky's here, Madison, Wisconsin. Our Vicky is early today, and Melissa Price is here. Make It Your Own is here from Minnesota. Thank you so much. She says, you're my fave YouTuber because we are both Emily. We share that in common. Jerry's here. Hey, Jerry. He says, good morning from LA. I am so tempted to buy the Yo Nanas. Also, have you heard of the Smashbox Studio Skin Foundation? I have not. I have not heard about that. But yay for Yo Nanas. Yes, it is quite the little machine. And if anybody is curious and like wants to actually see that in action, I think we're going to go ahead and do that review with Tyler this Friday, so tomorrow. So you'll get to see like what I was talking about there, because I'm not sure I explained it very well in my vlog yesterday. By the way, thank you so much for watching that big, long pregnancy vlog from yesterday. So many helpful tips that you guys put in the comments section. I was just blown away by all the little things I learned. If you read through the comments section on that vlog, you're going to learn a lot. And I love how nobody held back. I mean, it was overshares left and right, but yet it wasn't an overshare, you know, because this was information I needed to know. Many mentions of granny panties. One of the questions I asked was, what do I need to take in my hospital bag when the baby comes? So it opened the door to so much, but it's great. Thank you. It will be much used information. I'm going to be scrolling through there with my notepad and just writing things down. Hey, Taser's here. Hello, Krista, Lakin. J. Michelle Art. Serena's here, and Ginger is eating some Cinnamon Toast Crunch. That sounds good. Hi, Wendy, and Megan, Julie, and Jennifer's here. Yeah, it's Sophia, it's probably going to be a MacBook Pro again. They've gotten a lot lighter, though, which I like. Tyler's got a MacBook, one of the newer ones, and compared to the one like that I use here and carry around with me, I'm like, oh man, that's really light. Kristen Plank from Burlington, Iowa? That's my birthplace. That is where I was born. Kristen, hello! Did you know I'm from like half an hour from Burlington? That was that little hometown that I showed in the vlog. Half an hour from Burlington, Iowa. They're in southeast Iowa, and me and my brother and sister were all born at the hospital in Burlington. That's awesome. And we got a North Dakotan here, and Bella Beauty Blogs is here from the UK. Sydney's from Maine. Your eyes look purplish. Well, that's interesting, Ginger, because there ain't no purple on them. I've got a very neutral look, but I've got green on the lower lash line. How about that? It's afternoon in Germany. Hi, Allie. My makeup geek, Starry Nikki. Good morning from Rose in Texas, and Gabrielle is here. Oh, well, thank you, Gabrielle. Congrats on your move. All right, I'm just seeing how far behind I am here. And I'm going to be on for an hour today, 9 Central to 10 Central, just because I'm on a curtain quest, you guys. I'm trying to find some curtains for the nursery. And you would think a store called Bed Bath & Beyond might have what I'm looking for. They are loaded with the big drapes that would go on like big long windows and stuff like that, but I'm wanting like delicate white valance tiebacks, you know what I'm saying, on a smallish window. And nowhere to be found at my Bed Bath & Beyond, but I am going to check a couple more places probably today. Good morning. Yay! Brandy May's here, Central Illinois, north of me. That's awesome. Watching quietly from my office at work. Okay, Nicole. But you got a chipmunk with us when the time comes. Ginger says, your pregnancy vlog was making me sad because I miss when my girls ages 5 and 7 were babies themselves. Babies grow up way too quickly. You know, that has been the constant that everyone has said, is that they grow up so fast. Oh, Jerry, who mentioned that Smashbox Foundation says it's supposed to be a 15-hour sweat-resistant foundation with medium to full coverage. Awesome. Well, you know, I wonder if that's out in Ulta already, because then maybe I could just take a little look-see sometime soon. Hi, XGNYC. She told her husband about the Yonanas. Yeah, you spelled it almost right. It's Y-O-N-A-N-A-S. Tyler and I even have a theme song. It's very simple. Would you like to hear it? It goes, yo nanas, yo nanas, yo nanas. That's it. It's the chant that we do when the yo nanas is coming out. I highly recommend the chant. It results in a much more effective, I don't know, what am I trying to say? Much more effective crushing of the fruit. Have you been having any Braxton Hicks contractions? I think I have. I think here and there. And from what I know, that is the way they come. It's not like a continual thing, because that would be like real contractions. But I felt what seems to be kind of like a tensing up almost of this region. And it doesn't last a real long time, but it's kind of like, ooh, is that, I remember wondering, is that gas? Is that like, what is that? It's kind of like there's a big hand in your stomach, and it's going like this. Is kind of what I would say it feels like. So if that's Braxton Hicks contractions, I think I've had a few. Hi, Sophia's grandma. Thank you. Thanks for joining in the fun. Yeah, I've thought about going online for the curtains. Honestly, I just kind of want them now. You know, I just I want to get my hands on them soon and get them put up. Because, by the way, last night we like switched around the entire nursery. Almost everything in there is in a different spot now, with the addition of a glider and another little bookshelf, cute little toy storage type piece. It was like we were putting together a puzzle last night. Tyler assembled that last piece and just moved it all around. So the next vlog that we do in there, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, this is totally different. Oh, we got work watching. Hashtag work watching. I like it. How do you comment on the Google Plus? Beth, wherever you put that comment, it was in the right place because I can see it. Gracie says, good morning, y'all. Oh, and I would like to give a little shout out to Stephanie. Stephanie from Mississippi, I believe it is. Stephanie Dawn. If you're watching, hello. I saw your comment on one of my blog posts. I responded to it, and then I went back like a few minutes later, and my response wasn't there. But I just wanted to let you know I wrote back to your letter about 2 weeks ago and sent it to the return address that you had on your envelope, so it should have gone there. And just hello, and if there was any confusion on whether that got to you, I don't know if you've moved since then, or you were wondering, you were telling me that it didn't get there, but I did send it, so let me know if you're watching. You may not be watching, but just throwing that out there to you. Let me see. Of course. And another thing Stephanie was addressing was that it's hard to keep up with all the comments. Or, well, she was saying I wasn't keeping up with her comments or whatever, but it is, if you're new to this Beauty Broadcast Live thing, there are a lot of comments coming in, and things have gotten definitely better over time with the way the comments flow in terms of me not needing to refresh the screen and then get a ton of them at once, but that still does happen sometimes. And if you're frustrated, like I'm trying to see things and answer as many questions as I can, but if you were sitting here and being me and looking at all these and then seeing a bunch of them come in at one time, it's tough to keep up with. So just kind of keep in mind that I'm not purposely trying to avoid any particular comment. I'm just trying to get to as many as I can. So thank you for being patient with me. I really appreciate that. Walmart was the best option for curtains. Wanted white ones. Yeah, Melissa, I went there yesterday because I've got some great curtains from Walmart for elsewhere in the house, and they did have a white basic kind of like tie back thing, but I was wanting a little something added, like at the top. I wanted it to be a little more frou-frou, if you know what I mean. But, you know, I know I can't go online and probably find exactly what I want, but it's like I would love to go find them somewhere, bring them home, iron them, and put them up. My best friend got into university today, so we're going out to celebrate tonight. That's Buzzy BB 93. Congratulations. Good morning from Florida. Wild Cherry Moon, loved the hometown video. Went back and watched the Thanksgiving one. Laughed so hard. I'm glad you enjoyed that. Thank you. Checking out the oldies but goodies. IKEA has a lot of different curtains. Yeah, gosh, I wish I had an IKEA closer than 5.5 hours. We made that trip. That's where we trucked to get these bad boys. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Elle Hilmer. She says, my kids were both born in Illinois, lives in Wisconsin. Glad your dad is okay. Love how real you are. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. And I am so glad, too. I gave a little update. If you watched last week, you know, I can't control my emotions, as you could tell. And I was sharing about my dad's procedure that he went through for prostate cancer. He had just gone through it earlier that week, last Tuesday, not this past Tuesday, but the one before. And I gave a little update on my blog, which you can definitely check that out. It's on my latest blog post down in the Daily Nuggets section, and I just kind of updated you that he had an appointment following up with the doctor, and it's the kind of thing that, you know, anytime somebody has a procedure to basically eradicate whatever cancerous cells are there, you know, you're going to be checked on again and you're going to be monitored, which is good. But the doctor felt very good about how everything went, said everything went just, you know, according to plan. He does hundreds and hundreds of these procedures, so we have a lot of faith in how that was pulled off, and Dad's feeling really good. He's going to be out on the golf course soon. In fact, I think he already is. But the doctor said he shouldn't be taking full swings until next week. But I think he's working around that somehow, and just feeling so much back to normal, Mom was telling me yesterday. So yay for that. Thank you for your prayers and just all your kindness, and for I guess not freaking out on me when I was sitting here last week like, oh. You know how emotional, like, regardless of what your hormones are doing, that's an emotional thing to talk about. And I don't know, I can't hold back. And after I wrapped that up, I thought, oh my gosh, did I just go drama crazy on all my viewers? But this is life. This is unedited, uncensored, you know. So it is what it is. But so many of you had such really great, just nice things. You guys being you guys, you know. Nice things to say, so I really appreciated that. Let me see here. All right, this is one of those circumstances where everything's stuck, and now I've missed a lot of comments, but I'm going to just go down here. Hi, Monique. Good morning. Becky's getting ready for week 12 appointment today. That's awesome. Favorite places to go for maternity clothes? Probably Ross, and for tank, really great basic, like tank, excuse me, I keep hiccuping, for tank tops or basic tops, if you like the things that are a little bit longer and you're like me and you really like the leggings and just having something that can nice and smoothly come down on top of those, Target was great for that. They've got some nice, just basic tank tops, solid colors, some like stripy ones. I don't feel like Target has like a massive amount of things, but for as far as like low-cost tops and stuff like that, they're pretty good. And I see myself wearing those again, you know, again and again, even after pregnancy, just because they're not even, the tank tops I have aren't even like ruched or anything on the sides. They're just a little bit longer than the average tank, and so I've enjoyed shopping there. Hi, Stephanie Gray. Do those Alex drawers come already assembled? Jen, sadly, they don't. And Tyler could tell you a lot about that. He kindly did all the assembly of all of my drawers. How did your family feel about being vlogged? Um, Good. Very cooperative, as you could see in our vlog video, you know. Um, they just are definitely in tune with what I do and have been doing for years, and I think they're all a bunch of naturals, you know. I think they all do great on camera. Oh, thank you, Amanda Hart. What changes have you seen in your skin since you've been pregnant? Well, the main thing for me, which I've kind of addressed in a video on my main channel, has been the melasma. That was something that not only kicked in with pregnancy, but for me it was actually being on birth control, and it wasn't the entire time I was on it, but it was like within the past couple of years that kind of started up for me, and that's just it's not a, if you're really unfamiliar with this, it's like a darkened pigmentation that I have, which I've covered up, but it's right here, and it's like dark, almost birthmark looking tan patches right up here. You can check out my video to see exactly what that looks like, and it has no feel, you know, there's no sensation to it, there's nothing painful about it, but it's just like, you know, coloration in your skin. And so that's been the number one thing that I've been dealing with as a result of pregnancy. Has I think if your skin is prone to having it, if you've had it in your genetic background, which it is in mine, my mom had this too, you know, you're going to be one who pregnancy might set that off a little bit more. But I mean, it's just been, I don't really resent it that I've had it, because obviously, I mean, I think it's intensified due to pregnancy, and I'm glad to be pregnant. So that's kind of that. But in terms of other things that my skin's been doing, I haven't had much in terms of any breakouts, which has been nice, because you're not supposed to really be using the harsh treatments, you know, during this time, so it's been nice to not really have a lot of that. I know at the start of things my skin was much more dry than I was used to. That was one change I noticed as well, and a huge godsend that I continue to use every day, every morning, is the CeraVe Hydrating Cleanser. It's so good for not over drying your skin. If you've got dry areas, it's like, okay, you will clean your skin, but you won't strip it. It's really good. But things have kind of evened out. I would say maybe toward the end of the second trimester, now into the third, my skin, just in terms of the texture, the feel, the look of it, is pretty normal. Kind of, you know, what I'm accustomed to dealing with. I'm sorry. See, and also when I ramble, then I miss comments. um, oh, it's Rachel Williams' birthday. Happy birthday! Where is Cupcake? She always makes me smile. She is, I believe, downstairs chasing around, because I was just hearing those things that come off the milk cartons, you know, little rings. Not a carton of milk, but like a milk jug where it's got a twist off top. She loves those. I swear, it's the best cat toy ever. Jill from St. Louis in the house. Good morning from Massachusetts. Sophia's got a question asking about if Estee Lauder Double Wear Maximum Cover, which is what I've used to cover up the melasma, does it last all day? I mean, a 10-hour day working with kids, does it transfer? We don't have it in Portugal yet, but I ordered online after your video. Sophia, yes, I would say it is most definitely, like, I love the staying power of regular Double Wear. This Double Wear Maximum Cover is the same kind of staying power. But one thing to keep in mind is the freshness of the appearance of your skin, because the Maximum Cover is how did I explain that? It's kind of like a silkiness to it. but it can be thick if you can easily apply too much of the product. So try to keep it to like a bare minimum amount. Give yourself like about that pearl-sized amount on your finger, pea size. Why do I always say pearl? I don't know, but try to stick to a small amount, work with that, and I think you will find you like the way it looks even well into a day. But if you apply too much, it will have a thicker appearance as with wear. So you got to be kind of careful with that, but I mean, it's a great product. It's been really good for me. I stick to that routine kind of that I showed in the video, and it's just been awesome. I mean, I never feel like I look at my skin part of the way through the day and think that any of that's faded off, or like I'm starting to see the things that I covered up throughout, hours into a day. No. I mean, that's a real indicator for staying power, I can tell because sometimes I rub around my eyes even, or I get a little watery. And, if things were going to remove off of this area, they would, but they don't. So, hello, Daniela. Thank you. We should bombard YouTube with messages and tell them to put the chat back on the side again. That would make more sense, right? Somebody's watching something live and the comments could be right there. A good drugstore eye cream. Have you tried the Neutrogena Rapid Wrinkle Repair line? My mama really likes that stuff. Oh, we got another work watcher, Emily Carricker from Greenville, South Carolina. What is the difference between the Estee Lauder Double Wear in the glass jar and the squeeze tube? I'm actually wearing the regular today. Just kind of wanted to get a fresh comparison on the difference, actually. And this, the kind that is traditional Double Wear, think of it as more of a traditional liquidy foundation. And the other one is almost, I don't want to call it a mousse because it's not quite that dry, but it spreads on with more of a silky smoothness, and it is also designed to be a face and body product, and I can totally see how that would work. Like if you had something big to cover up on a large patch of skin like your leg, that foundation would spread across that bigger surface area much more easily than something like this would. But it's just even fuller coverage. And this is, I can still consider to be a full coverage foundation, but that, I mean, you guys, if you watch the video, you can see it at work. It's pretty amazing. So yeah, and I do not have any kind of connection to Estee Lauder, the company. I mean, my friend David is an Estee Lauder makeup artist, but in terms of, I'm not paid to say any of these things that I'm saying. I'm just sharing what has worked for me. And I, on my own accord, have repurchased, that maximum cover stuff and gotten it in another shade even just to see what that did. So I'm a believer in it for sure. Ooh. A garment steamer is perfect for curtains. I have a steamer. I'm still not sure where it is since we moved. Ever have that? I know I have it. I'm just not sure where it is. Hi, Mommy Makeup Geek. I like your philosophy. Thank you for bearing with me. Are you and your husband going on a baby moon before the baby comes? We don't have anything like big in the works, like a big vacation or something. I mean, I honestly, I feel like since moving into this house, I feel like we are on a baby moon, you know? Like, I really love our new home that we've gotten into here and are getting settled into, and, I mean, it's taken a big kind of chunk out of the summer just getting this place ready and constantly thinking about furnishing this room and that room and all that, but it does kind of feel like a vacation here. I really like it. Love the pool. Love just the whole situation. But we may have a little, I don't know, maybe make a little trip to St. Louis or something, something exotic like that here before the baby comes. College tips. What kind of college tips would you like? Would you like makeup related? Would you like, what are we talking about? Sorority related, studying. My one big tip for college is to enjoy the whole experience. Try to take advantage of the whole thing if you can. Some people see college as, I'm just going to get in there, go to class, get my degree, and be done. But there are so many, you know, socially exciting and cool things that you can do, so many wonderful friends you can potentially meet through things, and I loved college. I yearn for my college days sometimes. I absolutely had the best time in college. So I would say soak it up, take advantage of it, because once college is done and you're out into the real world, I mean, there's no more cafeteria cooking for you. there's no more, you know, just like running over to your buddy's dorm room and stuff like that. It's just, I just loved it. Loved it, loved it. Try to get involved in things, I guess, is my point. And, you know, that looks good to employers as well. Not only is it good for you to get you more out there and making more friends, but it really is resume material also. If you're involved in a lot of things or hold some positions in different groups and stuff. Will you still do BB Live after the baby is born? I don't plan to stop BB Live. I may need a little break, just because, like I said, I've talked on this before, but I don't know what it's going to really, truly be like once this baby is here. But I don't want to stop any of my video stuff, but I think I will, and, you know, understandably so. I think anybody would understand this, but take a little hiatus, you know, from stuff so I can really focus on all the things that are happening. And I've said it before, but those are times I will never get back with a little newborn baby. And everyone telling me that they grow up so fast makes me want to just soak up those moments even more, you know. Hi from Arkansas. Hi, Beauty Geek. If you were to only have one eyeshadow palette, which one would it be? Yes, this is a tough question. I have many loved eyeshadow palettes because, well, would I still get singles? If I could just have one eyeshadow palette, but I could still be using single eyeshadows here and there, I would say I would want my Lorac Pro, the original one, because that would be like so many basics, like my black, my brown, my mattes, shimmers. You can get a lot of different looks out of that palette, but then if I could also have license to draw into my single eyeshadows, because you didn't say anything about that, you know, then I could throw in some colors on top of it too. So that's my answer. I mean, I love, like just today I pulled in good old Naked One for this look. I like this palette, but whenever it comes down to one of those this or that kinds of questions, it seems like Lorac Pro, the original, tends to win out for me. Do you still use the Clarisonic? Thinking of investing in it? Yes, I have a Mia 2 is what I have. I don't know if there's anything newer that's come out, but the Mia 2 is not like the full-size big Clarisonic Plus, but it's been great. I've had no issues with it. I like the new, there's like a luxe brush head that's really, really gentle, and I found that that was nice during my especially dry times that I was describing earlier, especially around the very start of my pregnancy. I noticed that a lot, and that luxe brush head was so gentle, but my skin still felt really smooth, you know, as smooth as I expect it to come away feeling after I use a Clarisonic. One thing that I would advise is if you're a new Clarisonic user, don't necessarily bust into using that like every single night. Kind of gradually work it into your routine, because it is, even though, you know, you're thinking, okay, it's just that brush is just making a tiny little movement, that's probably not going to make much difference on my skin or whatever, it is. It really is doing something. So ease into it, number one, and number two, don't press it too much into your face. Like, if we pretend this is the Clarisonic brush, I've seen people in videos like using it and really pressing it in to where there's almost a bend in the bristles, and they're really using it vigorously. You're actually not getting the full effect of that teeny tiny rotation if you're pressing it down. You just want the surface of that brush to come in contact with your skin. So then, does this make sense? The back and forth motion is really being allowed to happen. If you press the Clarisonic brush into your skin, you're suppressing it almost. So, like, really, you know, you want it to hit the surface of your skin, obviously, but don't press too hard. And I think you will have luck. Ooh! Rainbow Trees 13 bought her first car on Friday, a Chevy Cavalier. What was my first car? My first car was a Chevy Camaro, and it was my parents' first. And it was bright red, and I had it from, well, it was kind of like it was something I drove in high school. I was allowed to take that to college then, and I had it for a couple years while we were down here in southern Illinois. And then I went to a Jeep Liberty, and now I am in a Nissan Murano, which is the bomb. Sandra King is watching from work, hashtag workwatcher. Makes the day go by easier. Yay! I love that. Awesome possum. I have not tried Paula's Choice stuff. I would, though. I definitely would. It's kind of like I may wait till post-pregnancy to really dive in and experiment with a lot of different skincare things, because I've kind of just really been trying to keep it simple right now on my skin. J. Lacardi says, I ordered the Carol's Daughter Monoi hair mask, got a deluxe sample of shampoo and conditioner. Have you tried those? No, I have not. Come to think of it, though, I might have a sample packet of those somewhere here as well. But I haven't used them. I have that hair mask in my shower right now, though. Use it weekly. It's great. It is so good. Good morning, Seattle, Washington. I've become more lively and glowy since being pregnant. Thank you. Thank you. I am excited. I cannot lie. I am freaking pumped up about this. I am, you know, you talk about the fear of going through labor and having never done that before, but you know, excitement is outweighing that right now, and I can't wait. I mean, just, I don't want her to come before she's ready, but I'm really, really excited to meet her. And how is Belle doing? Asked Crystal E. As far as I know, she's doing well. She's taken up every bit of space I got in here, though. I wore my girl shirt here, so there she is. She's just coming. And when I sit down, that's the thing. See, I'm feeling her. I'm feeling her like right up in here. And also, you know, everywhere else. So, do you still use the Josie Marin whipped argan oil body butter? Yes, that is in my rotation. I've been liking that just kind of all over body type thing. The Palmer's, what's it called? Tummy butter that I reviewed. That's kind of been the tummy product that I've been really liking the most. Just because it's so thick, it lasts so long. You put it on the night before and it absolutely, like, the effects of that are still felt the next morning when you wake up. Still gonna do one brand tutorials? Yeah. It kind of comes and goes in phases. Because I kind of have to have like everything to get a full face done, and with some brands I've got those things on hand immediately, and sometimes I need to go out and actually purchase some things to finish the face. But Riss Loves Beauty would like to see Stila and Urban Decay. I've had so many requests for Urban Decay. And let me tell you, I could do an eye look out the wazoo with just Urban Decay, but I need to get some face stuff. I've never tried, well, I got like maybe a sample of the Naked Skin foundation, but I'm going to have to get that because I know everybody wants to see that. Would the double wear work well with drier skin, or would it look patchy? I know Kristen Game has more of a dry skin type, and she has enjoyed double wear very much. I mean, I would recommend Taser. This regular one might be even better for the drier skin types, even over the max cover. But I think if you've moisturized well beforehand, this is really a great product, and I've seen it working well on lots of different skin types. Maybe a sample might be worth a try. Hi, Pup. Pup's here. I didn't know Pup was here. Yeah, Indie Kitty says, Indie Kitty is giving me license to take maternity leave like I would if I was at an office job. Thank you. I tend to give myself a little maternity leave. But if you still see videos from me throughout that time, if time allows, I'm going to try to have a few things kind of shot before the baby comes. And, you know, they may not come out with the same frequency that you've been accustomed to from me, but just something to, you know, be able to go ahead and post if I can get that ahead of the game. It's like you think, here's the funny thing, you think before the baby comes that, like, okay, life is all cool and laid back and I've got all this extra time, but no, I'm freaking putting a room together. I'm doing all this stuff around here, you know, new house, trying to, you know, not only do just the videos of the day, but do all this more domestic type stuff too, and it's a lot. And I don't feel like I've got, like, loads of extra time, but I'm going to try. I'm not going to kill myself, though. Good morning, Louisiana. Megan Wadsworth is thinking about starting a YouTube channel and wants any advice. If anybody wants to comment at Megan Wadsworth and give her some advice, that'd be great. I could give you a couple of tips. One would be something I would like to see a lot of people on YouTube doing, and it's something I wish I would have done differently with my channel, is when you do your first video, like, just introduce yourself in it. You know, just tell people a little bit about yourself. Like, I started, my first video was straight into, you know, I'm going to review these e.l.f. brushes for you today. And it's like, okay, who are you? Why are you relevant to me? You know, like, I wish I would have sat down and just said, hi, this is my name. This is where, you know, this is why I'm doing this. You don't have to get like crazy personal, but I think we were talking about that last week, like what should someone's first video be? And I think a total introduction would be great, because then, you know, somebody who finds your channel randomly when you are reviewing voluminous mascara can go to your channel and maybe go back to the beginning and then be like, oh, that's what this person's all about. So that's one thing. Another tip would be consistency with posting. Not saying you have to be on some regimented routine of I will always post on this day and this day without fail, but I just mean don't have huge gaps in your video posts. And I mean, I think that helps viewers get into a routine of watching as well. When you're completely sporadic and out of the blue, it may be missed, you know. So I think you kind of want to be fairly continuous with what you're posting, and be patient with yourself. You know, be patient with developing viewership and stuff like that, because that does not happen overnight. And it did not for me, and it doesn't need to. You know, you just do this because it's something you genuinely enjoy, and you will find that you are not obsessed with numbers if it's something that you just truly want to do. If it brings you joy to sit in front of your camera and talk about whatever the topics may be that you want to do your channel on, if that makes you happy, then do that. But don't do it because you're going to be number obsessed, because that's not a happy place to be. So those are my tips. Have you ever thought about using any natural products, makeup without chemicals? I have used quite a few natural products, yes. And she's from Chicago. And I would also like to note that not all chemicals are bad. Just tossing that out into the conversation. Kristen Mann is here. Hi, Kristen. Did you watch Jessie James and her new tutorial for Cosmo? Yes, I did. Her baby makes an appearance at the end. That was so cute. I caught that just before before our little Life with Baby class on Monday, and I saw a tweet or something that was up, and I thought that was a really cool look that she did as well. I love her videos. I think she's doing a great job. But yeah, you're right. That shows up on, I think, the Cosmopolitan YouTube channel, not on the Jessie James Decker one. Good morning from Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Wisconsin. Hello. I'm getting excited for the fall, winter, Christmas palettes, says Julie Evans. Amen, sister. Just got into makeup 2 years ago, and that's always the highlight. I so agree. You know, we go through, I think, major droughts where makeup is concerned for palettes and gift sets. And then Christmas comes, and it's like we are bombarded. There are so many, you know, great values out there. But there's large spans of the year where there's not nearly as many palettes. My opinion on whitening, lightening lip glosses, and are they worth the hype? Disa, I'm glad you mentioned that. Somebody just mentioned that earlier this week in a comment on one of my videos, and I was like, oh my gosh, I do have a couple of those. I haven't busted into them yet, but I will try them out. They were like handed out at an IMATS, the IMATS LA earlier this year, and yeah, I need to try them. I will try them. I will give you my opinion. Hugs from Iceland. Wow. Gosh, isn't this amazing how many people in different places? Uh, Vanessa Reyes Harridge is here, and she's from Miami. Happy to have made it. Always so busy as a PhD student, so today is a great treat. Oh, thank you so much. Isn't it fascinating what everybody does for a living? I love finding out what viewers do. You know, different kinds of students. You've got stay-at-home moms. You've got people with their own businesses. You've got people in like attorneys, police officers. I love the diversity of people who watch. You should comment with what do you do? I would like to know. When you have your baby, are you going to do some baby product reviews? P.S. Honest Company and Burt's Bees baby products are amazeballs. Awesome. Thank you for the tip. And yeah, I would do some. And you know, it might be something we work in, like if it's a baby like gadget or gizmo or you know some fun thing that we have, like Tyler was talking about. Maybe he would work some of those into Tie Day Fridays. So, yay. Chelsea Kerr has drier skin, uses double wear with no issues. Thank you, Chelsea. Good morning. Any tips on picking the right liquid foundation that's right for your skin tone and the right under eye concealers? Trying to find the right shade. Okay. Well, foundation, if you're going to be looking in a drugstore, that's going to be a little more tricky because I have gone through trial and error. I've brought home the wrong colors sometimes. It's something like you kind of get familiar with certain brands and you settle in and you start to realize what shade they make that works for you, but until you realize that, you may screw up. And I would advise shopping at a place that accepts returns because, you know, there are places who take that, and that's great. But one thing is to maybe look at what you own foundation-wise, and like, let's say I've got a Revlon Color Stay foundation and the shade is Fresh Beige, and so I make a mental note of that or I jot that down, and so next time I'm in the drugs, and I know that shade works for me. And so I jot that down, and then I go into the drugstore, I locate that particular foundation. Really helps when they're in glass jars. And so I find Fresh Beige, and let's say I'm thinking of trying a CoverGirl Clean foundation now, or a, I don't know, an Almay, whatever it is. And then so you find the Fresh Beige, and then you compare it, and you like really do a side-by-side look. And you kind of use basically what's in stock there and what you know about to compare that tone and that depth of product to something in another line you might want to try. Or maybe you're like, okay, I've been using the Fresh Beige, but it just got too light for me. I need something deeper. You can still use that as your frame of reference and think, okay, I want this shade but a little darker, and then go around and do your comparisons. In a department store counter or a Sephora store, you know, there are people who can help you with these things and give you samples, and, you know, you can be a little more at ease with the trial and error. But if you're looking in a drugstore, that's the thought process I would go through. For under eye concealers, if you're looking to correct actual like bluish discoloration, you know, dark circles, look for the concealers that have an actual peach or salmon type of tone to them. I find that that is the most likely to actually erase the darkness, because it's very tempting to say, okay, I just grab a light concealer, and what does that do? It gives those kinds of areas an ashy look. You know, it lightens the problem, doesn't necessarily cover it up. So if you're looking for drugstore, Pixie Correction Concentrate and Brightening Peach. This is a Target product. Color's getting a little washed out. There, maybe you can see that's how peachy it looks. This is the kind of color I'm talking about. And I mean, I'm just looking at your face. You look like a light skin tone in your little picture. So there's that. There's Benefit Erase Paste. If you feel really dry in your under eye area, you may want to spring for something more like Benefit Erase Paste or a Bobbi Brown corrector in Bisque. These Bobbi Brown correctors come in a big shade range. You can get lighter than Bisque, you can get deeper, but I remember first getting this and thinking, oops, that's my older one. I remember first getting the Bisque and thinking, ooh, is that going to be too much, you know, too deep? But actually, it is the total corrective color that works for my personal skin tone. So it's not always about the lightest possible thing when you're wanting to cover darkness. I guess that's what I'm preaching on that. Face of the day, yes. Yes, I will do that now. And hopefully the comments will kind of stay there so I can get back to them. Today, like I was saying, I used just my regular Estee Lauder Double Wear, just for a fresh comparison with the other. And again, I feel like this is full coverage, but it's just not quite as much as the Max Cover. So I put this on, and then I went around and added a little more concealer. I mean, don't get me wrong, this did most of the job for the melasma, but I needed a little more. So I pulled out something I have not used in a long time. It's from Laura Mercier, and it's the Undercover Pot. It's got like a couple different concealers here up top and a little setting powder in the bottom, and that worked really nicely because all I needed was like a little more. I just needed a little more coverage beyond what the foundation gave. So I need a drink. And it's already 10 o'clock. How fast does it fly when I do this for an hour? So I'm gonna have to go soon. I hate to cut out early, but I've just, between the stuff I got left to edit and my curtain mission, got a few things on the docket today. I just did a light dusting of this Estee Lauder pressed powder. Desert Beige is my color. And this is pretty full coverage. I just went on my T-zone for that, just to give a little extra staying power. You know, it's hot, it's summer. Here's something new that I ran into. On my failed attempt to find the curtains I wanted yesterday at Walmart, of course, I went through the makeup aisle and I found this. Did you know that Revlon, right in with their blushes, has a bronzer called Bronzilla? And so I picked this up, and it's a matte bronzer. I just used it today for contouring. Face is getting pretty washed out here with this lesser quality webcam, but I picked that up to try. I'm kind of bronzer crazy right now because I'm also trying out this IT Cosmetics one too, which I am loving. The CC Ombre bronzer. That's a beautifully textured powder. You touch that, get into Ulta and touch this. Like, touch the top of it. Almost feels like a cream, guys. Pretty cool. Digging it. Anyway, I moved on, and I put on this classic color blush from CoverGirl in Soft Mink. Very neutral type of blush, but very pretty. Oh, yeah. Smelling the old school CoverGirl. Lil Noxzema in there, perhaps. And then, excuse me, EOS. And then I got this Tiki highlight from Hard Candy. One of the most beautiful drugstore highlights, probably. This is so beautiful. So I got that on. I have like a bubble, a throat bubble going on right now. My lips are this lipstick from Milani. It's Rose Amour. This is one of the cream formulations, so they have some of these that are matte, some that have shimmer, and the cream formula is probably my favorite because it goes on, it leaves you with a little shine. It's just pink, you know. It's as classic pink as it gets. So I've got that on. That's the only thing on my lips right now. I just kind of threw it on. You'll see me with this makeup look in today's Express review, but I'm reviewing the new EOS lip balms today. So that's all I had on in the video. See how they're striped? Yes. I know, those stripes alone may be enough to prompt the most avid EOS addicts to go ahead and pick it up. What else was I going to say? On the eyes, I wanted to do something where I just went very neutral and simple on top and more pop of color on the bottom. I can't even tell if you can see the green on the lower lash line, but on the top I just did okay, I'm sorry, there's two things happening here. Ah! I just gouged something with my fingernail. Sorry. Oh, I hope I didn't hurt it too much. No, it's fine. Underneath my fingernail areas look a little dark right now, but that's fine. I have this Essence All About Paradise palette. This is kind of new. First time using it. All over my lid I use this peach shade. These are all kind of shimmery, okay? Same sort of texture. And so I use the peach on the lid. I went into good old Naked palette. I used some Smog in the crease. I also used a little bit of Buck, the matte shade, in the crease as well. So that gave me just this very simple above the top part of my eye look. And then on the lower lash line, I did I kind of prepped it with some of this Mally eyeliner in Caribbean Sea, which is great greenish blue eyeliner, and then topped it off with this shade. So that's what's giving me this look. These they're kind of interesting. I can press into them. One of them nearly popped out, like as one solid chunk. Pigmentation, this is a total, like, I haven't even swatched the whole darn thing yet. Good, not maybe amazing. Well, I mean, they're looking pretty vivid. They're an unusual texture. I'm not quite used to it yet. I line my upper lash line every so often. I check in with this product, this NYX 2-timer, because I used for the longest time. It's got a liquid liner and a pencil, and the liquid, I remember I've already reviewed this product, and I used it very consistently for a long time, and it still had not gone dry. And so every so often I continue to pull it out to see if it's dried out, and it hasn't. It's still juicy as ever. I wonder how long that's going to continue to last. But I did the liquid on top. I did a little bit of the pencil on the outer part here, just a touch. And then my mascaras today are the CoverGirl Lash Blast Clump Crusher Waterproof on the lowers, and good old L'Oreal Voluminous on top. And these are my brows, Too Faced Brow Envy Kit. Yay! That's the face of the day. Okay, back to the comments here. I'll hang around for another 10 minutes or so because I feel like I didn't get to enough questions. Origami Twist says, how do you stay motivated, disciplined, on schedule, etc. while working from home? I'm self-employed and work from home too, and it's so challenging to stay on task. Yeah, and I think I'm going to have to like relearn how to do this once a baby is in the picture too. But I think a good chunk of staying motivated and disciplined comes from like really having a fire in you for the thing that you're doing. That there's a heck of a lot of motivation that comes out of just loving what you do, and the thought that, okay, this doesn't even really feel like work to me, so sure, I enjoy sitting down and doing this. So that helps me. It's almost like it's not fair, because it's not work to me, so therefore I don't have to kind of get myself up for it like I maybe would have had to at the TV station when I had to wake up in the middle of the night and go to work there. It's like a different mindset kind of takes over. So if you can hone in on something you love to do, I think that takes care of a lot of it. But staying on schedule, I love a good old-fashioned planner that I can actually write in physically. I mean, I've got iPhones, iPads, and you know, I find myself sometimes emailing myself to remind myself to do something later, but really the best thing at the start of a week, I try to map out as much as I can of these are the videos I want to get done and the order I want to do them, the days I want them to go up, the days I want to shoot them, and I like writing things out. That works for me. So doing that, but not getting too like frustrated at yourself if something has to change. If you look at my planner, you will see things scratched out, arrows going over here and over here because I decided to switch the order or, you know, do something on one day instead of another day. And but for some reason, just doing that makes me feel like, okay, there's a rhyme or reason to what's happening this week. So just trying to give yourself a basic schedule. Don't beat yourself up if it doesn't work out. But I kind of, you know, just treat my days like kind of like work days, you know. I get up early, doing my makeup has really becomes part of my work, you know. Because half the time I'm shooting some part of that makeup application for a review or something, and just I don't know. I guess with my particular work as well, I do feel like if I don't do it, nobody's doing it. You know, this is a one-woman show here. I'm gonna shoot my videos. I'm gonna edit my videos. If I don't, nobody else will. So that's pretty motivating too when you start sitting there thinking like, It's not like I can say, you know, like if I were on the news and say, okay, I'm going to put in for this week off that I need, so if you could just have somebody else come in and anchor for me, that'd be great. You know, it doesn't work that way with this kind of job. So that's very motivating to me, maybe with a hint of fear thrown in, because I'm like, you know, gosh, if I don't make the videos, nobody's going to make these videos. Except Tyler might shoot them. He'd have to get comfortable with editing them. I told him maybe after the baby he's going to have to jump in and review some makeup. Kidding. Joking. Okay. I'm going to just double check here because not seeing comments again. I should have restarted my computer before I did this today. That would have been good. Okay, sorry. I'm trying to catch where I was at. How to join me live? You are there. Oh, okay. People were sharing. Was anybody sharing their professions? Because Kristen Gann says stay-at-home mommy and couponer. And someone else said Emily Carricker is IT support for a large corporation. Never a dull moment. Dog groomer at a veterinarian hospital and grooms cats too. That's Crystal. Selections by ER is an event party stylist business owner, aka made my passion my career. Were you planning on having more than one kid? We hope to. If it all works out, that would be great. What do you think of Naked Basics 2 when it releases? Will you do a review? I will totally. Yeah, I plan to buy it when it comes out for sure. Critical care nurse Diana Fuller. Gotta love nurses. Pharmacy student, college student. Part-time hairstylist, Avon lady, on-call waitress. Dang! Saving Minnesota Mama is a jack of all trades. That's awesome. I love it. It's fascinating. Well, thank you guys so much. Again, I'm sorry I have to duck out a little bit early this week just for the sake of getting stuff done. And I'm going to shoot an update on the nursery and the progress and all the changes, because we've shifted things around. We've put up more kind of decorative things. We got a glider in there, which is so comfy. Put up the gorgeous violet painting that my sister did, so we'll show and talk about that, and just got a lot of things to wrap up there. And I'm sure you guys know kind of how it feels. It's like, I don't know when this baby is going to decide to come into the world, but we're getting closer and closer. And it's like, I so want to be prepared, you know. I want to be totally feeling, at least for the things that I can do, such as getting the nursery together, you know, I want it to be as done as it can be. Does that make sense? So anyway, the rest of the day will consist of editing some stuff for me and wrapping up some stuff in that room. So I will have a review, an express review coming later today, so look for that. And yeah, I've still got that little pedestal bowl. Lisa Bennett's got her EOS lip balms in a little bowl too, she said. Don't they look cuter there? They don't belong in a drawer, do they? Goodness. And final question here. April Torres is looking for a great facial scrub product that targets blackheads. She does have oily skin. Also, to answer your question, I'm a supervisor for stadiums at an amusement park. How cool! That's awesome. Facial scrub. What's been one that I've used lately? I'm trying to think of. I recently sampled something that I really enjoyed, and it... burp! Sorry! I'm so much more likely to have this whole pregnancy. Every time I sit down and do Beauty Broadcast Live, it's like, I don't know, the airflow. There's different things happening here. But, no, I tried the St. Ives, I think it's called green tea scrub. That stuff is... I mean, it's been a while since I've tried like their apricot scrub, but this seems to be like a finer texture to the grit that's in there, and I really liked it. It had a fabulous scent, and I also felt like the scrubbers weren't too harsh, and they were like I said, smaller, finer. I don't know if other people have tried that, but I mean, man, that really did a number on smoothing out and exfoliating. So I enjoyed that quite a bit. It was a St. Ives scrub, but I think it was called the green tea kind. So it might be something to check for. And they do sell that. If you look in the travel areas of Target or Walmart, I believe they sell that in a small size if you just wanted to test it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you had fun. This was kind of a whirlwind today, but I'll be back next week. So thank you again for your kind wishes toward the pregnancy and just everything. I really, really love you guys. You feel so like friends and family, and I appreciate you so, so much. So thank you. Have a great rest of your day and a great weekend, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.